Hello and welcome back to some more Genshin Impact. So I'm going to be continuing the Archon Quest. When all return to the waters, it wants me to talk to Nuvolette, who is right over here.
To pick any.
Good grief. Shut up, Shangli.
Oh, it's you two. Did Miss Navia invite you to come pay your respects to her father?
We ran into Navia on the streets today, so we just followed her here.
I see. Then is there something that I can help you with?
Yes, tell us who you really are.
Well, it's pretty hard to run into you like this since you're usually super busy. So we figured we could try to ask you a few questions, if that's okay.
Please feel free. Though outsiders, you helped us solve one of the greatest mysteries in Fontaine, and it would be my pleasure to return the favor.
About water from the Primordial Sea.
So, at court, the bad guys referred to that special water as water from the Primordial Sea, but what is it really?
Truthfully, that name is already quite accurate. I can only surmise that Vacher and his ilk only learned of its nature and existence after extensive research. There used to be a special sea on the surface of this planet. The nature of its seawater was rather different from that of the sea we know today. Most of Tevat's life forms were first born in that special sea. You could say it nurtured much of the life on this planet.
Huh. So it really was where everything began. It makes sense to call it primordial then.
But today, the Primordial Sea no longer exists on the planet's surface. What Vacher discovered must have been some kind of special case, or a remnant from a truly ancient age.
Huh. So that's how it is. Oh, you really know everything, Monsieur Neuvillette. But if that's the case, then why would people, at least people from Fontaine, dissolve in that kind of water?
A very good question, Paimon.
Indeed. Why would the Primordial Sea, which was known to engender and nurture life, suddenly reverse itself and devour life instead? To be frank, that also doesn't match my understanding of this world and its laws. There must still be some unknown secrets around the people of this land.
It must be related to the Abyss, right? That's my guess, because, I remember that one time there was a statue of, one of the statues of the Seven, I think it may have been Venti's, that they had taken and, turned upside down and were hanging it in this one, dungeon or whatever. It was part of the story a while back. I'm pretty sure it was Archon Quest a while back that we did with Dainsleif. I could be wrong about that, though.
Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about?
But them reversing the effects of something like the primordial seawater makes sense. Even though the people aren't technically dead. Anyways, about the prophecy that has been circulating around Fontaine.
That the sea levels will rise and everyone will be dissolved in water, leaving Farina crying alone on her throne, but the sins of the people will be finally washed away for good. Does that appropriately summarize the version you've heard?
I guess.
Right. It was Linny that told us back then. And that about covers all the main points.
Yes, up to the present, I think we reached a point where we have no choice but to confront this prophecy directly. Rumors have it that this prophecy is rooted in the last words the former Hydro Archon left to the world before she passed away.
A prophecy? Of the former Hydro Archon? Wow. This is the first time that we've ever heard of it.
Yep.
Two parts of the prophecy have already proven correct. The rising sea levels and the ability of the people of Fontaine to be dissolved. We should be more vigilant and stay on the watch for further signs. Speaking of the prophecy, Farina has also always taken it quite seriously. Indeed, she has been collecting information and intelligence from across Tevat for this purpose.
Really now?
If the rumors were true, then perhaps this prophecy is the conundrum left to Farina by her predecessor.
But with Farina being the way she is, can we really trust her to solve it?
I mean, she's pretty competent when she wants to be.
Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about?
Okay, about Child.
My apologies. My investigation has still not reached its conclusion. However, I still believe the judgment of the Oratrice was not rendered arbitrarily.
But you also said you thought he was innocent.
For many years, I have been quite aware that the Oratrice does not simply mechanically repeat the verdict that I give on each case. As a divinely created mechanism, the people's unified faith in the concept of justice is integrated into it. Not only can it produce the incredible power of indemnitium, but it likely also possesses other traits, such as self-awareness. Which is all to say, I have been prepared for a situation like this for a long time.
Oh, really?
Huh. So when Lenny told us that he heard a human voice from the room where the Oratrice's core is stored...
I was not aware such a thing had occurred. Perhaps that could serve to prove my conjecture. I will add that to the list of items to investigate. In any case, I am inclined to believe that the Oratrice does have a methodology all its own. We just do not have enough information. Based on Farina's reaction, I doubt even she had any idea what was going on. She managed to bluff her way through it, though. The time-tested twin tricks of bravado and drama.
The bluff, if that's what you call that, sure.
While we do intend to get to the bottom of this, for now, we regret to say that the Fatui Harbinger will just have to bide his time in the fortress of Meripede. If we did incorrectly convict him of crimes he did not commit, we will most certainly compensate him to the fullest extent allowed by the law.
Or start a war because all the other Harbingers come to save him. One or the other.
If you ask Paimon, the only compensation he'll want is a no-holds-barred fight with you.
Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about?
Okay, the last one, about my sibling.
Your sibling? Another blonde-haired traveler? I'm sorry, but I've never seen anyone who matches that description.
Oh, really?
If she ever stepped foot in Fontaine, I'm sure she followed our laws to the letter, and had no reason to appear on the stage of the opera Epiclese. Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about?
Well, that was a really short one. I have no more questions.
Very well. It was my honor to provide you with what answers I could. I very much enjoyed conversing with you. It will soon be time for me to leave this blissful tranquility behind and return to Palais Memoria.
You really are super busy, Monsieur Neuvillette. Paimon thought you only came here to pay your respects today because you had the day off.
Crime and villainy do not have the day off, and so justice must work around the clock as well. This is merely the nature of a justice's work.
All right, you've got a point. Huh? Paimon just noticed that the rain has stopped.
Uh-huh, what a coincidence. As light rain falls without reason. Oh, if I knew that this was so close to being done, I would have finished it in the previous video. Anyways, so now a new timed event, not timed event, I mean new Archon Quest is available. Whoops. Darn it.
Navia said something about having a place ready for us there, didn't she? Come on, let's go!
I hate it when I accidentally miss the dialogue like that. Anyways, so you know what I'm going to do? I said I was going to focus on the Archon Quest in this video. That's because I thought this was going to go on for a while longer due to the fact that, Child was thrown in jail. But they're actually starting the next Archon Quest, I think. Unless I'm wrong. Let me look at this again. Act 3. Oh, this is Act 3. Okay, never mind. I'll continue this then. So I need to return to the Spina di Rosula's base in the court of Fontaine.
Yep, there's the room, and it's empty and waiting for us, as promised. Navia is such a good person. Now that the serial disappearances case has been solved, no one's going to come after us for anything. Even without Silver standing guard, we can just completely relax.
Thank you, Paimon. You just jinxed us.
Why don't we stay and rest up here for a while? Even machines in Fontaine need to stop and recharge now and then.
If we wanted to rest, couldn't we pick somewhere with a decent view?
Oh, come on! This place isn't that bad. Besides, how often do we get to stay in an actual base?
I like this place as well, Paimon. Anyways, the truth, Paimon.
Oh, fine. Remember that detective story Paimon read before? Well, the author is about to release a new book, so Paimon wanted to buy it as soon as it came out and have a quiet place to read it.
Fair enough. Just don't spoil the ending for me this time.
Yippee! Then it's agreed. Come on, let's get some sleep. We'll need to be up first thing in the morning to get in line and buy a copy.
You and Paimon relax for a while at Spina di Rosula's base in the... yeah.
Paimon didn't expect that style at all. Even though it's a detective novel, it's also like a social documentary. Whew. It's actually pretty good.
You just finished it. You're a pretty slow reader, Paimon.
No! Paimon just spends a bit more time sleeping than you, that's all.
Excuse me, but do you know if the Traveler and Paimon are lodging here?
Mm-hmm.
Huh? Who are you? Paimon doesn't recall seeing you before. Wait, you're not here to give us trouble, are you?
A blonde Traveler and a chatty little fairy. Looks like I found the place. Good thing I asked the Spina di Rosula. Seems they sent me the right way.
Little fairy, huh?
Hey, what do you mean by chatty? Paimon's always careful not to talk too much. Most of the time, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
It's an honor to meet you both. I was sent from the Palais Mermonia. Monsieur Neuvillette wishes to see you. It seems he has something important to discuss in person.
Neuvillette? He wants to see us again already? Huh. We talked so much the last time we met. Has something happened since then?
Probably something with child.
I am not privy to the details. It would be best if you came to the Palais Mermonia and asked Monsieur Neuvillette in person.
If you say so, but Paimon has a bad feeling about this.
Now that I've delivered the message, I'll take my leave.
Thanks.
Okay.
We haven't left the room for a few days, so we'll head over once we've freshened up a bit.
To the stars shining in the depths has started, so let's go talk to him. All the way up there.
Neuvillette, we're here! Did you want to see us about something? Huh? Why were you just standing there? You daydreaming or thinking something over?
Is he not allowed to stand there?
Yes, I did send someone to fetch you. But as for what I'd like to discuss next, well, I still have some reservations.
Given that we've already made the trip here, you should just tell us. Bet you need us to help you with something, right?
You know what? Maybe Child is requesting that we defend him in court or something.
I do indeed have something I'd like to ask you to do. However, you should wait until after I tell you the details, then decide for yourselves whether you'd like to help or not. The situation is this.
A while earlier at the Palais...
It has come to my
Mermonia?
attention that the Snezhnayan Harbinger known as the Knave wants a diplomatic meeting with you, correct?
Oh, okay.
I heard that she was originally from Fontaine, but for her to suddenly arrive here and abruptly request such a meeting like this, I sincerely advise you to refuse her invitation outright. I'm sure you're aware that her purpose is most likely related to Child's recent predicament. We convicted one of the Snezhnayan Harbingers in a court of law, but we have yet to provide any form of detailed report on the matter. This does indeed provide an opportunity for Snezhnaya to put pressure on us.
Of course.
I believe we should adopt an evasive stance until we can provide a proper explanation and have a preliminary plan on how to deal with the matter.
No, we shouldn't. I think we should agree to the meeting.
Oh?
Well, you see, we are the ones that owe an explanation. If we keep putting off the meeting, it could easily result in the problem escalating, right? It's like a fight between two friends. If they don't agree to see each other and talk in person, isn't it possible that the friendship could end entirely?
Though diplomatic relations between Fontaine and Snezhnaya could be considered as friendly, it is only superficially so. You wouldn't go so far as to say that our nations are friends, as you did in your example.
It was just an analogy. An analogy, okay?
Moreover, even if we were to talk in person, if we don't have sufficient information prepared, it is quite possible the result wouldn't be restored relations, but a complete falling out.
I don't think we should overthink those possibilities yet. Even if the logic of the divine is not immediately apparent, its wisdom will only be revealed with time. Besides, you'll be at the meeting. If any problems do pop up, you'll have no problem navigating them.
Oh, wow.
I must clarify that interacting and communicating with people outside of court is not my cup of tea. It seems you think too much of me. But more importantly, when did I agree to join the meeting with you?
Just now.
You mean you won't come? No, that won't do. I can't go to the meeting alone. You have to accompany me. I must take you with me.
Wow, she went a little bit crazy there, didn't she?
Lady Farina, could there be something else regarding this matter that is being kept from me?
Huh.
No, not at all. Look, I am the Hydro Archon of Fontaine, Focalor, the god of justice who is loved and adored by many. So I only hope that justice will be served in this matter. Don't overthink it. I'll go find someone to arrange the meeting.
Okay. The time for the meeting with the knave and Lady Farina insisted upon arrives.
Though it could officially be considered a diplomatic conference, I prefer to see our meeting today as an ordinary tea party. I assume you see it the same way, Miss Farina?
The knave, the fourth of the 11 Fatui Harbingers. I wish I could say that. You know, what, Arlie, Gina, I don't know.
Lady Farina?
Oh, yes, that's right. Just like you said, a tea party. I should thank you for providing the pastries. They look delectable. To make this tea party even more lively, I've invited someone else to join us today.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Monsieur Neuvillette. I was born in Fontaine, so naturally, there's no need to introduce the nation's revered Eudex to me.
Her eyes are really distracting.
Hello. The pleasure is also mine.
First, I would like to thank the two of you. I'm often away on business outside of Fontaine, and I'm told that the children of the House of the Hearth have been well taken care of by you.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I'm not referring to when my children, Linny and Lynette, were falsely accused by you. Please don't misunderstand. The children of the House of the Hearth are often misunderstood, perhaps due to the reputation of the Fatui. There's no getting around that. All I meant to say is that Fontaine has been stable in recent years. The people are well off and the children lead happy, fulfilled lives. That is something truly worth cherishing, and no one wishes to disrupt such peace.
Now then, you have come regarding the matter of child, correct?
Well, yes. It appears the ever-busy Eudex Neuvillette doesn't wish to waste time with diplomatic pleasantries, and hopes that we can get straight to the point of our talk. Yes, as you surmised, understanding child's situation is indeed one of the goals of this trip. As we are both diplomats from Snezhnaya, as well as Fatui Harbingers, Child and I have always been colleagues. Were anything to happen in Fontaine, each of us would serve as the other's attorney to resolve the issue.
Oh, really? So she's going to be his attorney.
So now, in my capacity as his attorney, I request that Child be turned over to Snezhnaya. We have a responsibility to cooperate with Fontaine and resolve what has happened to him together.
The rules governing attorneys only apply before a trial has concluded. Since a verdict has already been rendered, we see the case as settled. I apologize for being unable to grant your request.
Oh, really now?
An outright refusal. Very well. I respect all the rules of Fontaine's courts, just as I respect you as Chief Justice. Okay, why don't we back up a step? You don't need to transfer Child to us. I only request to enter the fortress of Meripede to see Child and confirm his condition.
'Cause that is a good idea, I suppose. You know, allowing her in there.
It's not like you couldn't even manage to fulfill a simple request like that. Right, Miss Farina?
About that.
The Fortress of Meropide has always been completely autonomous. Even we have no authority to interfere there, and diplomatic issues do not suffice as an excuse.
Oh, really?
However, if you absolutely must confirm the situation of the Harbinger, I have a proposal.
Oh. Aether and Paimon are gonna go
The
there.
Knave showed up already? Well, Lenny did say that Father will be returning soon. We didn't even know that Lenny was from the House of the Hearth at the time, so we kinda overlooked that information.
Please be careful, Neuvillette. The Knave won't be easy to deal with.
Yes, thank you for your kind advice. I'm well aware of the situation. I also noticed that Lady Farina acts a little odd and unnatural whenever I bring up matters related to the Knave.
Could the Knave be threatening Lady Farina or something?
I doubt it.
If that were the case, then why wouldn't Lady Farina inform me? And what means could the Knave possibly have to twist the arm of an Archon?
So maybe that's not very likely. Even though Farina can act a little weird at times, she's still an Archon.
In reality, this problem is even more thorny than it appears. According to reports from the Fortress of Meropide, Child recently disappeared under mysterious circumstances.
Disappeared? Did he escape?
The details are still unclear. We cannot rule out an escape, but there have also been no reports of him outside of the Fortress of Meropide. Special guards oversee the fortress, and its internal systems are extensive. Combined with the special characteristics of the surrounding terrain, an escape should not be possible. I suspect that there's something else behind Child's disappearance.
Is it in some way related to him giving us his vision? Nah, he wouldn't have been able to guess that he'd get thrown in there, right? Unless it was all planned again. Because Lenny did interact with the Oratrice at some point, right?
I was only willing to share this information with you because you are friends of Child, and it is my duty to see justice done.
So this is what you wanted to see us about before.
Yes. I would like you to go to the Fortress of Meropide and investigate Child's disappearance.
Sounds like a plan.
This was my proposal during our meeting with the Knave. Rather than allowing her to intervene, I offered to send someone to find out about Child's situation and report back to her in detail. The Knave did not seem satisfied by my proposal, but she still agreed to go along with it for the time being. Her words were, "We will talk more once we have that report."
So that means we bought ourselves some time.
But why do you want us to go? Wouldn't it be more convenient to have an official from Fontaine do this?
Firstly, you're already acquainted with Child. Your eyes may discern relevant details there that others would miss. And secondly, is the consideration of the unique nature of the Fortress of Meropide.
Isn't it just Fontaine's prison?
I would not define it so crudely. The Fortress of Meropide is not affiliated with the court system of Fontaine on paper. It has always existed as an autonomous entity. Early in Fontaine's history, criminals were punished with exile, not imprisonment. Even today, sentences against convicted criminals still include exile, just as before. The Fortress of Meropide may seem like a prison, but it should in fact be regarded as a gathering place for exiles. All we do is dispatch guards to keep watch and help maintain security, but we have no right to get involved with any other matters.
So how are they going to get out then?
Although I do have a personal relationship with the administrator there, neither myself nor the courts have the right to be directly involved with the investigation, no matter how serious the grounds.
Like, what if whoever is guarding the place decides that they want to keep Aether and Paimon there? Then we'd be in quite a bit of trouble, wouldn't we?
Oh, Paimon gets it now. That's why you need us to conduct our own investigation as a third party, right?
Correct. I will arrange false charges against you
Oh,
so that
wonderful.
you may secretly investigate inside the fortress during your detention. This will save us a lot of unnecessary trouble.
Wow.
So, are you two willing to accept my proposal?
Since you're in such a tough spot. Well, Child is our friend after all. Yeah, I'll choose that.
No matter how you look at it, it seems we're the best choice. Alright, we hereby accept this difficult task. Reluctantly.
You two have my sincere thanks. This matter is of critical importance to Fontaine's current situation. Also, I hope that both of you can keep this operation a secret. We will rendezvous at the Fortress of Merope's entrance on Erinius once you've prepared yourselves. I will arrange for someone to take you inside.
Prepared ourselves? Is there something we need to prepare?
Perhaps you could enjoy a good meal and have a nice bath. I'm afraid that living conditions inside the fortress are nothing like those on the outside world.
Oh, right! Even though we'll be there on trumped-up charges, we'll be in prison for real.
Yeah, it sounds wonderful, doesn't it, Paimon?
On second thought, is it too late to back out?
You didn't even consider the fact we'd be prisoners. We've already agreed, Paimon. Just accept it.
Please do not worry. Since you are sacrificing both your time and quality of life for the sake of delivering this report, you will be compensated according to the highest standards permitted to legal staff, regardless of the outcome.
Now that's more like it. Come on, traveler, let's go eat the best meal we can find. We'll eat so much that we won't need to eat another meal for a whole month. Your treat.
Okay.
Are you leaving now? In that case, please take this cake as a token of my personal gratitude.
Let's talk to him again.
Oh, no need to thank me for it. Just be sure to enjoy it.
Okay, then. So they want us to go to the cafe, which is right over there. So I guess I'll teleport here.
I'll have that and that.
Oh,
Oh, and one of those two. Ooh, and no Fanta, thank you.
they're using that effect a lot, where the characters like pop in all over the place, kind of like a cartoon. Anyways, you sure ordered a lot. Didn't you just finish eating the cake Nouvelette gave us?
That cake was pretty good. But as soon as Paimon remembered that we were about to go to prison, Paimon's stomach suddenly became completely empty. Now that Paimon thinks about it, we've always been super careful ever since we arrived in Fontaine, just to avoid breaking any strange laws here. But here we are, about to willingly send ourselves off to the Fortress of Merope. Maybe this is what they call fate. Let's just try our best to investigate everything quickly once we get there. Paimon doesn't want to stay in prison too long.
Oh, it's Charlotte.
Oh, what is that I hear? Is it the taste of a breaking story?
Yeah, I figured as soon as I saw that it was a camera, I was like, oh, it has to be somebody we know. And then I guessed it was her.
Hey! You can't hear a taste! And what are you doing here, Charlotte?
Oh, don't remind me. I invited an eyewitness to a case to eat here, and I was planning to get some great material out of him. But he didn't even show up. Calm down, calm down. This is nothing new. As a journalist, you should be used to this by now. As long as you can score some juicy tidbits from the traveler, you might still be able to recover the cost of the meal.
You know we can still hear you, Charlotte.
Never mind. It's nothing. I just heard you mention the Fortress of Merope. You didn't commit a crime, did you? Please tell me all about it.
No way! We would never! We're just going there to...
Ahem.
Oh no, Paimon almost forgot that Nouvelette told us to keep it a secret!
We're going to serve our sentences and redeem ourselves for spoiling the ending of a detective novel in public.
Huh? You're being arrested for that? Oh. But now that I think about it, I suppose that's not completely unreasonable. That's pretty despicable. Almost as offensive as committing theft.
Wow.
You mean Paimon really did something that serious?
See? I told you, Paimon. You didn't even think anything of it at the time.
Sorry, Paimon really messed up.
Well, in that
She
case,
actually
it's
believes
nothing
him?
particularly newsworthy after all. Oh, how disappointing. Oh, right. There's still a chance. Since you're going to be at the Fortress of Merope, would you be willing to help me gather some material for a story?
About that, Paimon doesn't think we'll have any time.
Oh, it's nothing difficult. All you have to do is think of a way to get some time face-to-face with the warden of the fortress. He was awarded the honorary title of Duke in Fontaine. Sounds really cool, huh? Only those who have made significant contributions to the nation have been conferred this title. It's incredibly rare. On top of that, the Fortress of Meripede has never been under the jurisdiction of the courts. Practically nobody, including journalists like me, knows anything about the person in charge there. Oh, if I could write an exclusive article about him, I bet it would sell a boatload of papers.
You make it sound easy, but it really depends.
Yeah, he may not be a nice guy.
Of course, I wouldn't ask you to do it for free. So this meal is on me.
All right, you got a deal.
Oh,
We'll
wow.
do anything you want.
Would she sell out Aether for food? I have to wonder.
Then it's settled. The food should be here any second, right? Huh? Wait, just how much did you order?
After completely stuffing yourselves, you prepare to go to the Fortress of Meripede.
Oh, I'm so full. Well, guess we have nothing to regret now, so let's get going. Wait. Paimon just said something really ominous, didn't she?
Yeah.
I had no idea you could eat so much. That didn't go according to plan. Please, please, don't forget about the material for my news article.
I was going to focus strictly on the Archon Quest in this video, but because it sounds like we're going to maybe a domain or someplace that we won't be able to easily leave without disrupting the story, I've decided that I want to start the timed event here after all and do some of this in this video, and then maybe even start off the next video with this timed event stuff as well. So people pass to and fro beneath the stone gate, and the scent of dandelion wine drifts in the air alongside laughter and cheer. The winding water and wafting winds greet the start of a poetic adventure with friends. So let's go ahead and get this started.
Looks like you're having fun. What's the occasion this time?
Oh, do I spy a traveler and a Paimon? We were just talking about you. This is more serendipitous than finding Mora after face planting on the road.
Hello, you two. What are the odds?
It's been too long. I'll bet you have some thrilling new tales from your journey to fill me in on. I can see it in your eyes.
Yeah, we just escaped our sentence. Anyways, as ever, never a dull moment on this Teyvat trip.
Excellent! I knew I could count on you.
What were you talking about before we got here? Something fun? Or something delicious?
We were talking about one certain traveler, and how two's company, but three's a crowd, as the inseparable duo tour around Teyvat.
Why is it
making
so...
4 friends here and 5 more there, often at 6s and 7s as they brave the lakes and seas, collecting pieces of 8 and countless other treasures. They clearly must have 9 lives. Wink, wink. Let's hope they have less than 10 deaths.
Okay, I wonder why it got so laggy during that little dialogue there.
What the? It just gets worse and worse.
Shortly, you may attend a grand banquet at Stonegate. All will be dressed to the nines for majestic food and fine wines. And after 8 long drinks and 7 shorts, they'll each write 6 lines 5 times. You've been to all 4 corners of the world, so in 3 short seconds, can you guess from these 2 stanzas of 1 speech each what this event is about?
A counting festival or a poetry festival?
Correct! It's a poetry gala, and Mondstadt and Liyue are hosting it together. Do you still remember the promise I made to the distinguished director Who here during the Lantern Rite?
Oh, something about writing poetry together?
That's right. At the dinner table that night, I just knew this young bard was a rare talent with exceptional taste. You know, it's rare to encounter such a kindred spirit. And now, I've finally seized the chance to collaborate. It took me much trekking across the land to petition Eugene Terrace and contact the Knights of Favonius, but eventually, in the spirit of friendship and poetry sharing, I managed to successfully organize the neighboring nation's congenial poetry gala.
Bit of a weird name.
Liyue's poetry is known far and wide, and Mondstadt is the city of wine and song. With 2 nations teaming up, it'll be double the fun, and a great chance for people from both places to get to know one another. Putao and I will be the co-hosts for this poetry gala. Of course, I haven't studied the various forms and formalities of Liyue poetry for very long, so please forgive my dreadful performance just now.
Not at all, Venti. You followed my lead most excellently.
You flatter me.
Well, this sounds like fun. Let's get involved.
Thank you, Paimon. Forsooth, I am wont to dabble in the verse, or in verse. Sure, I'm looking forward to everyone's poems, yeah. Yeah, sure, why not?
Paimon, sure you'll be amazing. Remember that time in Liyue when Paimon gave you the first half of a couplet? Wind rises, winds never churn. You came up with the second half right away.
But the sea of clouds always return.
Oh, looks like someone's got a knack for this. Perhaps we'll have to raise the difficulty a little.
No, please don't.
Alright, so basically you guys are here to discuss the activities for the poetry gala, right?
Oh, looks like little Paimon's brain has gained a wrinkle or two. You guessed it so effortlessly, but you still guessed it wrong.
Huh? Wait, Paimon guessed wrong?
We came here hoping to invite a special guest.
Zhao?
I already told you. I'm not going.
Yeah.
Xiao, you're here too!
Never having penned a verse myself, how could I hope to judge the poetry of others? Besides, afflicted with karma as I am, the raucous atmosphere you are cultivating is precisely the kind which I must avoid, as you well know.
Hey now, there's a first time for everything, right? We all start from itsy bitsy spider, but give it a shot and you'll be wandering lonely as a cloud in no time. And you don't even have to join us in person if you really don't want to. You can just watch the party from a nearby mountaintop and cheer us on. But at least head down and take a look first. It's right by the inn, and there's plenty of fun activities to get involved with. It can't hurt to take a quick walk and check things out.
Besides, with the renowned traveler here, what is there to fear?
Join us, it'll be fun. Yeah.
I'll consider it.
It's nearly time. Why don't you all head to the venue and take a look around? Quite a few of your friends should have arrived by now.
Yes, that's right. Venti and I still need to discuss the poem for the opening ceremony. So, we'll catch up with you later. Plus, our Adeptus friend might need a bit more convincing. We'll see if we can coax him down.
Gotcha! We'll be on our way then!
In the next video, because I definitely will be, following up on this in the next video. But, let's talk to them.
How about that for an opening?
Yes, I like it. But if we could give it a bit more oomph, it would be even better. I think we should lead with a bang, dip into a slippity slide, then whoosh into a whoop whoop, boom! Got it?
Got it. Completely understood.
Those two should never be put together ever again. Anyways, so yeah, thanks for watching. The next time I play, this is what I'll be doing, this timed event, as well as the Archon Quest. Well, I'm assuming I'll be doing the Archon Quest, unless I decide just to finish off the timed event completely. But we'll see. Anyways, yeah, thanks again. See you next time, and bye-bye.